For thousands of years, kings and emperors ruled with absolute power. Their word was law, and to question them was unthinkable. Imagine a pharaoh in ancient Egypt, not just a ruler but a living god. He owned the land, the people, and even claimed to control the sun and the Nile. Across the world, from Mesopotamia to China, rulers claimed divine authority. Disobeying them was seen as a crime against the gods. This belief kept people obedient and the king's power unchallenged. But absolute power meant the fate of millions rested on one person's whims. Wise or cruel, your life was in their hands. There were no elections, no way to remove a bad king. This was called absolute monarchy. For centuries, it was the only system people knew. But eventually, people began to wonder, could there be another way? The story of how power shifted from kings to the people is one of the most dramatic in history, and it's a story that's still unfolding today. The age of the Sun Kings set the stage for a revolution in how humans would be governed. The question was no longer just who would rule, but how and why. The first cracks in the Golden Throne were about to appear. The king's power first faced a challenge not from armies but from priests and religious leaders. These figures claimed their own connection to the divine, guiding people's beliefs and rituals. Suddenly, kings had to share authority with those who spoke for the gods. In medieval Europe, this power struggle became a battle between kings and the Catholic Church. The Pope could crown or excommunicate kings, threatening their rule. Kings and popes clashed over who truly held power, earthly or spiritual. The famous story of King Henry IV, forced to beg forgiveness from Pope Gregory VII, showed even kings could be humbled. The message was clear. No ruler was above higher authority. Power was no longer a solo act, it was a duet and sometimes a duel. This tension set the stage for even bigger questions about who should rule. The seeds of change were planted. For centuries, kings and the church shared power. But then, the Renaissance and Enlightenment sparked a revolution in thinking. People rediscovered ancient ideas and began to believe in human potential. Philosophers like John Locke argued that everyone is born with natural rights, life, liberty and property. Government, Locke said, exists to protect these rights. If it fails, people have the right to change it. Jean-Jacques Rousseau went further. Power belongs to the people, not the king. Government should have the consent of the governed. These ideas were radical, powerful enough to challenge centuries of tradition. They spread in books, pamphlets and debates, lighting a fuse under the old order. The king was no longer seen as a master, but as a servant of the people. The Enlightenment turned questions into demands for change. The world was ready for a new kind of revolution. The age of absolute monarchy was on borrowed time. The next act would shake the world. The people were about to take center stage. Enlightenment ideas needed a spark, and America provided it. Colonists, inspired by Locke, declared independence from King George III, claiming the right to govern themselves. The American Revolution tested whether a nation could exist without a king. They created a republic with power coming from we, the people. This success inspired others, especially in France. In 1789, the French rose up, fueled by hunger and Enlightenment ideals. They stormed the Bastille and declared rights for all citizens. The French Revolution didn't just limit the king's power, it ended it, putting Louis XVI on trial and executing him. The message was clear: the people, not kings, were the true nation. Monarchies across Europe trembled as the old order crumbled. The age of kings was ending in chaos and revolution. New ideas about rights and government were unstoppable. The world would never be the same. The revolutions in America and France unleashed a global wave of change. Democracy, rule by the people, became the new ideal, but it was a long, hard struggle. The right to vote spread slowly, first to landowners, then to workers, women, and people of all backgrounds. Each victory chipped away at the old power of kings and elites. Today, most monarchs are figureheads. Real power lies with elected leaders. The ballot box replaced the crown, but the story isn't over. Who holds power and how they use it is still debated everywhere. New challenges and technologies keep changing the rules. The journey from pharaohs to presidents is ongoing. We are all part of this story, shaping the next chapter. The final act of power's journey is still being written.
If you enjoyed this story, don't stop here. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Watch the next forgotten tale that connects it all. Click and keep uncovering history.